Welcome into a hand-raised guys pregame. Ole Miss and Auburn within the hour, 6 o'clock or so from Jordan-Hare Stadium. Neal McCready, Chase Parham here with you, going to lead you up to game time. JG Tate going to join us inside the hour as well. So hope all you guys are hanging out, having a good time, joining the chat. Let us know what's going on, what you think about the day of games to this point, everything that's been happening throughout the day. We've got Georgia 16, Florida 10 here in the Clark Ford studio. We turned it away from the bloodbath that is Arkansas and Mississippi State, even though Neal is still pigging over here to my to my right. So
support my kid. You know, she left in the early part of the second quarter to go do laundry.
Hey, early in the second quarter is pretty good.
She made it a whole quarter.
That's better than some did, I will promise you. I bet she's in the top 50% from
she
that
said,
standpoint.
she told me, she said, what did she tweet back at me? She goes, yeah, maybe we win today. And then she sent me a text that went, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not any day there's an SEC team on the field with them. You've got to fire him.
Yeah.
Look, guys, we're just talking. I don't know what this is going to be.
I think you have to fire him. I mean,
how bad's the crowd in Fayetteville?
It was bad.
What is it?
I saw some overall pictures. I mean, it's not even half full. I'd guess 32. I mean, Obviously, I don't cover many Arkansas games, so I don't have a great field of reference here. I'd guess 32,000.
That place holds 70-something?
70 plus.
Okay. Yeah. So it's, for an SEC game, the equivalent of Ole Miss having 25 to 30 in the stadium.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, roughly.
If you're right.
Georgia just scored 22-10.
Okay. I need them to cover. I got A&M because the kid threw a pick six late in that
I saw
one.
it.
Doing hero work, the backup there for the Aggies.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I think Arkansas has to make a change. I mean, I think at this point you look at the crowd, you do the simple math, and you go, is this $9 million worth? And the answer is yeah.
Well, look,
And
you're
you look at
losing
Jet-
more than $9 million, and you don't just suck. You're as bad as any SEC team in the last 15 years.
Here's all you have to know. The SEC network, for the most part, is a propaganda network. I mean, they very rarely criticize anyone.
Of course, yeah.
And at halftime of today's game, they referred to the game as difficult to watch, and they referred to Arkansas as tough to watch.
Really?
Yes. They don't criticize.
Even the SEC network said we're out.
Yeah. No, Aaron, to answer your question, I did both of her visits to Arkansas, and when you walk the campus at Arkansas, random strangers don't look at you and say, woo pig. They don't. They are normal kids. They don't do that. At Auburn, when you walk the campus, random people are stopping you and stopping your tour and going, War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle. It's night and day difference, man. Auburn's a cult.
We've already got a cult in the league. You don't get...
Auburn's cultish.
Then we have two cults.
Auburn's cultish.
It's a family cult, though.
It is. It's a different kind of cult.
It's a very close-knit cult.
It's a different kind of cult, but it's a cult. Arkansas is just a school. It's like Ole Miss or State or a lot of places. There was none of that. There was no. In fact, on Caroline's tour recently, the guy took us to the part where you could overlook the athletic facilities, and he referred to their football team as our football team sucks.
In the tour,
which everybody got a kick out of. So,
it's honest.
Yeah. So, it's
hey, Chad's really turning it around. No, he's not. So
totally different deal.
Don't do that.
Jay's ready whenever we.
Jay's ready.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we should go to Jay then, shouldn't we?
Probably would be good.
Okay. Let's see. Give me.
We are in Oxford. We've got someone.
There are boots on the ground.
Got boots on the ground. We'll have the standard.
You're not missing anything.
No, we'll have the standard video for you after the game.
All right, everybody, hang with me for a minute while I get JG on the line. I mean, Neal, you can keep talking. I'm leaving it open.
So anyway, we're getting Jay now. It's Florida and Georgia's game is in front of us. Calling Jay now. It's kind of disconcerting in your ear, but we're gonna get that done. What is the Mississippi State score now?
Jay was unavailable after the beep, so I'm going to try him again in a second.
I'll holler at him again. It's 45-17. Arkansas scored. 4:03 to go in the third. Kylan Hill was really good today, but everyone looks good against that defense. I'll let him know we're trying to connect.
Yeah, I'm trying to Skype Mr. JG Tate.
Are you on the hard line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're. It says he's currently unavailable. It's not even showing him being green or whatever on the screen. So just tell me when.
We had a confusion because he was on his phone.
Okay.
So we were trying to Skype.
Is that bad?
No.
Do I need to call him?
I'll find out.
Yeah, I can call him too. That's fine.
Yeah.
It just changes what scene I use on our video board.
It's live.
Yes, we'll be doing a post game tonight. JG will be doing a post game tonight. There'll be all sorts of post game tonight. I might even put his video feed up on our screen. We'll see when he grabs puppies or wears ties or see what Jay is pouring. Whatever's going on tonight here with the burner phone should be brought by Arity's Angels. Hey, if they would like to,
he says call would be better.
Call would be better.
Yeah, so he's not prepared to Skype. That's my bad. It's a communication issue.
It's okay. We can call JG. That's fine. So call his phone.
Yeah. That's that 334 number. You want me to give it away right here on the you got it? he would hate me forever.
Oh God. Okay, hold on. It's ringing, so we'll see. JG? Hey, are you there? Chase. A little miscommunication there.
Was that Jay?
No, it was Brian Matthews. You said the 334 number. I forgot we called Brian, so I screwed that up.
You want me to text you Jay's number?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
That was just my fault.
I was like, that didn't
You're getting
sound like
live
Jay.
video here, guys.
You guys are kind of seeing what we do.
Yeah, that was my screw up. I've got Jay's number. Where is it? Hold on.
You got your phone held up in the camera screen.
Well, yeah, I'm blind.
No, we're not going to give Jay's number away. That would not be good.
That would not be
so
ideal.
was the game day today a big? Wait, he says he'll Skype. Give him 2 minutes. So we'll Skype him in 2 minutes.
You gonna do that
Yep.
instead?
Yep.
Okay. Game day had a lot of people there. Memphis, Jerry Lawler doing the whole shebang, the big deal.
Yeah, we discussed this earlier. I don't ever watch that. I did see some of the pictures of it. It looked like there was a massive crowd on Beale Street, which was impressive for that early in the morning. And I suspect it was cold. Carson had soccer practice at 9 a.m., and I can tell you, taking him to soccer practice, it was cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It would take a lot of money to get me to call the Hawks. I don't have any. I mean, I guess I would do it if I were at an Arkansas game with Campbell or something, and what didn't involve a team that I covered, and she wanted me to do it, I'd do it.
Do you know like the technique? Is there a certain thing you have to do with?
Yeah, you do the little hand raise thing, and then swoo pig, and then swoo pig.
Whoa, hold on. They do that. And we're not considering them a cult, but we're considering Auburn. Because there's nothing in the SEC that looks more cultish than Auburn doing Call the Hogs.
The cult thing is when it's not at an athletic event and you're walking around. Like, you don't walk the campus at Ole Miss and people look at each other and go, howdy-toddy, howdy-toddy. Well, howdy-toddy. No, you say good morning, hello, good afternoon, how are you? Hey, what's up? You don't say in every possible way, howdy-toddy. I presume that you don't walk the state campus and everybody look at each other and go, Hail State. Well, Hail State to you.
No, they shrink cowbells.
Not on Tuesday walking the campus, right? I mean, I don't know. At Auburn, we were walking the campus on a June day, and everyone's going, War Eagle. War Eagle to you. War Eagle. It's just, I'm not, and that's good if that's your thing. It creeped Campbell out. It was like, I don't like that.
Yeah, on CJM on the chat, Larceny's not one of my favorites. I know a lot of people really like it. It's a weeded bourbon that a lot of people get behind. I am not one of those people. It does very little for me.
I only had it one time, and I did not like it.
Mm-mm.
I had a bottle of it. In fact, I think I gave the second half of the bottle away.
I've got a bottle that's been sitting in my cabinet for long enough that it is not good anymore. Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I just haven't touched it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, you get all of the greetings like on vacations or in other states and things. That's something a lot of SEC schools are big on that.
Yeah.
When you see people with the hats on or something, and you're in, like he says, Disney World, but anywhere on the beach or vacation or in the mountains or.
Yeah, I was just referring to walking the campus. The actual campus itself.
Yeah.
Like A&M with the class rings and stuff. Is he ready?
Oh, no, I'm saying gig 'em.
Gig 'em.
There's a way you do that right, too, though, right?
I don't know. Something about the way you do the thumb, and then something about the thumb emoji.
It's not correct.
It's a certain emoji you're supposed to use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The more you know. They put the class rings on the cleats today, right? Wasn't that today, or is that
was
next
it today?
week?
I thought that was for next week's game.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I can't imagine they're doing something special for UTSA.
In-state rivalry.
Oof. Yeah, you looked like you were doing thumb war.
Did I?
Yeah. Maybe today was class ring day at A&M. I don't know.
I don't know. Wonderbird's very good. The gin's very good.
Somebody
ask us. Yeah.
You know how a lot of gin has a pine tree taste to it? Like, if you ever played football when you were a kid,
well,
like
it's
in the
all
backyard?
botanicals, but need to be the right ones. So
I grew up in North Louisiana, and when you played like football in the backyard in the fall, there was pine straw everywhere. And if you got tackled enough times, you kind of tasted the pine straw a little bit.
Okay.
And the first few times I had gin, it tasted like pine straw. And with the Wonderbird, it was more of a floral.
So it's the liquor equivalent of that Abita Christmas ale that is nothing but sap on your tongue.
Yes.
That stuff is horrific.
Yes. I saw it at the grocery store today, and I was like, no, it's out. And I'm glad obviously it works because people.
It might be the worst beer I've ever put in my mouth.
I can't take it. And I like most beers. I had a couple sips of that. I was like, that first sip was terrible, and I'll try it again. And then no, it was bad, and no, it was awful.
It's really, really bad. You ready?
I'm checking.
Not yet.
He said, "Give me 2 minutes." And that was on how. I said, "Just tell me when."
Yeah. It's not like we're up against the clock or anything. They're just going to kick the ball off at some point.
Got any big gut feeling on? Was anything changed over the course of the day on Ole Miss Auburn?
I don't know. I mean, I was asked. I did 5 questions, or actually it was 6 questions for the Auburn site yesterday, and their last one was the prediction. And it's been the same way all week. I mean, I could make up something for content purposes, but I don't know how Ole Miss scores without breaking. Ole Miss is only path for me to think they're in this game late in the fourth quarter with a chance to win this game is at least 3 runs of more than 50 yards and Bo Nix turning the ball over in his own territory at least twice. Which are...
it could happen.
Sure. I mean, look, they're a sizable underdog, but they're not a 45-point underdog.
Crazier things.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's ready, by the way.
He's ready?
So while we're getting him, Ryan Burns says Blanton's, which I'm a big fan of, Makers, which I'm a big fan of. I've yet to have Basil Hayden's.
Really?
Never had it.
It's got a little rye in it, which makes it really good. I'm a fan.
I've just never had it. I've heard it's good.
Jay? Hey, hold on. Let me get you in here. Okay.
Yeah, it's what I hear, Jonathan.
There you are, Jay.
I got to give it a shot.
You're up in our video feed now. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. It's great to be part of this fine program. Y'all talking about bourbon, huh?
We are. Neil has never had Basil Hayden. That's what we were discussing.
Oh, no, it's ass. I don't like it.
You don't like it, really?
See, I like the little bit of rye content in it. It's not something I'm going to drink every day, but I'm not against it. It's all right.
Well, they have a Basil Hayden's rye, which is okay, I think, but your standard Basil Hayden, I don't like it.
So you think it's basically like Canadian Club for Kentucky?
Yes, that's how it's exactly how I see it.
Okay.
So.
Give me your top 5 under, give me a number, like under $75.
I mean, you can never go wrong with Blanton's.
Yeah, agreed.
There are several versions of Old Forester that I really like what I would call the upper class Old Foresters. They're Prohibition style. They're bottled in bond. I like both of those a lot. John J. Bowman is a really good bourbon that's around $70 or $80. And if you want to know, I call this one right here the Easy Peasy. This is the Old Bardstown bottled in bond. If you can get that, it's $20 a bottle, but it's made by Willett, and it tastes pretty damn good considering how much you're paying for it.
You were drinking that on your show the other day. I turned your podcast on for a minute on Thursday or Friday, and you had that up.
somebody had kind of dared me, hey, Jay, it's early. Why don't you have a drink? And I said, that's all I need to hear, brother. I want to take care of people. That's what you all want. I'll do it. Okay?
You got to do what the people want.
That's exactly right. It's it's good business practice, I think.
Neil's got beer in front of him over here. What are you doing?
It's I think it's actually a Stella.
Is it? Is it in the Stella chalice?
No, it's in that one of our subscribers sent us some chalices from Belgium itself, and I actually enjoy the little chalice, and so I pulled it out. Here it is. It's a Trappiste Roquefort chalice.
Okay. Sure.
What?
Yep.
A little, since you guys are drinking too, as well.
Yeah, it is Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. So how can I help?
So Auburn and Ole Miss tonight.
We're just talking,
Yeah,
Jay.
we're just heading to kickoff. Auburn and Ole Miss tonight. Kind of just. I think you. Okay, here's what's interesting is that your colleague Brian Matthews believes that this is a scary spot for Auburn on its schedule. He thinks that Auburn's going to win. He thinks Ole Miss is going to cover. He thinks it could potentially be under 10 points. I don't think you sense that at all, and I know that neither one of us really believe that either. What are you looking for in Auburn Ole Miss tonight?
Well, I think it's a trap spot. I think that's kind of what B-Matt was saying, was that it's a spot where if Ole Miss was better, it would be dangerous for Auburn. It's kind of a dangerous spot because you're heading into the Georgia game, and we all know there's going to be a lot going on for that game, a lot of stakes, so to speak. And I'm not talking about the kind you eat. But I just don't know if Ole Miss – I did a video the other day that about 5 people watched, and I was kind of doing the scouting report on Ole Miss, and I was shocked at how good Ole Miss's run defense is. And I knew they were getting better, but damn. And I think that's something Auburn doesn't want to see. Auburn would rather run against bad running teams because Gus likes to say, we're a run play action team, but they're not very good against running against good defenses. And so I think they're going to have trouble running on the ground, and they're going to have to put it in the hands of Bo Nix, and that is always a dicey situation for them. So it's just on the other side. Ole Miss is fine on offense, but that Auburn defense is really, really dirty. So I think it's going to be a game in the neighborhood of 35-14, something like that.
I'm going to ask you this question. Give it to me. Give me the entire answer, if you would, in your Gus Malzahn voice.
There's no doubt.
How big of an issue is it for Auburn that it doesn't have the backup quarterback? You're now Sandberg's the backup quarterback, and it's kind of the Bo Nix show days after you, Gus, had said that you were going to go to Bo Nix as a runner more.
But, we are a run play action team, and it's tough, and Joey had to do, make a decision that's best for him. But we've got Cord, and I feel really good about him. I recruited him 17 years ago, and he was a very good high school player. So I feel comfortable. If we got to rely on him, we can do that. He's also doing a good job with the signaling. And, if he's a good signaler, that probably means he's a good quarterback too. So we'll just see what happens. No doubt.
He was the baseball player, right?
Cord was a baseball player in the Phillies organization. Yeah, he's 24 now. He has 3 kids, a wife.
He
doesn't have kids. He doesn't have kids. He does have a wife.
He does have a wife.
So he's like BYU's team without the mission.
He's like Taysom Hill without all the talent.
Okay.
I think he's fine. He's supposed to be the third quarterback. So
we've been talking about third quarterbacks all week, Jay.
Yeah.
Gus said maybe 3 weeks ago, he's a team dad. I was like, oh, that's really what you want to hear, right?
So
I'm the team dad.
You've seen Nix all season. I've watched him some. I haven't watched him nearly as much as you have, obviously. If Ole Miss has its way, it's going to do what it's tried to do all season in every game. So I'm sure it's the game plan tonight too, which is they're going to do everything they possibly can to take away the run as much as they possibly can and put the game on the arm of the opposing quarterback. So I think if Bo Nix beats Ole Miss in the air, Ole Miss can live with it. That's what they're going to try to do. If they're able to do that, Jay, if they're able to slow down Auburn's running game enough to put the game on Bo Nix's right arm, what are the things we should look for?
You mean from Auburn's passing game?
Yeah, is he – I know early in the season he didn't have success. He kind of had a little run there where he threw the ball pretty well, and it seems like lately he's regressed a little bit throwing it. Are there some signs that, hey, he's on tonight, or signs that, no, his accuracy's bad, that kind of thing?
Well, they've got the one, wide out, kind of like the way that Ole Miss does. I can't remember his name now. Ole Miss has that number one wide
Elijah
who's
Moore.
badass. I love Moore. Yes. So what? 70% of the passes go to Moore. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
60.
yeah. So a
And
ton amount.
number 18, Seth Williams for Auburn is just that way. So they'll probably target him, 10 times, and the next best guy will get 4 touches, and that'll be Schwartz, who's playing on the backside. Schwartz is extremely fast. They try to get him the ball usually on screens or end arounds or reverses or little things like that. It's pretty predictable. I mean, there's like 8 pass plays, and they just run the same stuff out of a different formation or with different movements. So they like to take a few shots downfield, but he can't hit those at all on the road. They haven't been home for like a month, so I can't really tell you if he's going to play a lot better. But the last time I saw Bo Nix play well, he was, beating up Mississippi State at home. So they like to throw deep. He's not very good at it. And then generally you just throw mid-range stuff to Seth Williams and just hope for the best. That's kind of what it's been like. But maybe he's going to be better at home. I don't know. I mean, he's still like 18 years old.
Yeah, he has had some really difficult road assignments. I mean, he's had to go to LSU. He's had to go to Florida. Had to play at Texas A&M where, I mean, you're distracted by all the cheerleaders. I mean, there's a lot there to battle as a young guy. It is far easier as a young quarterback to play at home.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's real tough. And I remember when I was a punter at Arkansas, it was tough.
Did Gus punt at Arkansas?
He was the backup punter, yeah, and then he transferred to Henderson State, Henderson State, yes. And he told me a story years ago that when he played for Arkansas, they misspelled his name on his jersey, and I thought it was BS, like because I was like, some apocryphal story, like the time I met Jenna Fisher and whatever. So he actually produced the jersey for me in August, and it says Malzahn. Malzahan. He actually had it, so that made me laugh.
Malzahn, yeah.
Malzahn, yeah. He has an Arkansas jersey from like some bowl game that he was sort of in. That's a good collector's item, though, right?
That is. Are you surprised Georgia's handling Florida the way that they are so far? 6:44 and counting to go in the fourth quarter.
I am. I mean, I thought, yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, look, it was what 6-point game there until they got that big long touchdown just a few moments ago. So it was still pretty close. I just don't think Florida can come back. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Kyle Trask ever. He's okay. He beat Auburn, but I don't know. If you're going quarterback to quarterback, I would take Fromm over Trask, and I think that's kind of proven itself out there.
How healthy is Whitlow?
I don't think he'll play a whole lot. I mean, I was shocked he came back as quickly as he did for the last game. And all he did was run some wildcat, and he was kind of effective. And then they started changing personnel for no reason, which is what they like to do. Auburn's really good at that. They kind of get moving in a personnel package and like, hey, let's change. And it was like, okay, if you want to. And then they change and they get less effective. So I don't think Booby's going to be the ace tonight, but anything can happen. I mean, just had the procedure like 3 weeks ago.
Arkansas going to can Chad Morris? 38-10 at halftime.
Oh my goodness, is that true?
38-10 at halftime. I don't know what it is now.
They're playing KJ Jefferson right now for the first time.
It's 48-17.
Wow, I hate that, man, because I like Chad Morris. I think they're gonna have to can him. And what does that mean? They're gonna go after Gus? I don't think they can. But Neil had an interesting idea on the show the other day about that. They could kind of work out a trade, a sign and trade.
It's essentially a sign and trade. I mean, I don't think it's likely, but my point is there's a way to make it work if everybody's willing to make it work.
If everybody's willing to make it work, yeah. But Auburn, I don't know, man. We just got to see what happens. I mean, if they beat Georgia and Alabama, everybody's going to be – well, not everybody, but a lot of people will be pretty stoked about it. They'd think that Gus will be fine. He'll be fine.
Of course. If he wins those 2 games, he's going to go in and ask for more money.
Nah, I don't know about that. He's not going to get a good answer if he does that. But I just keep thinking – see, I covered Bo Nix in high school, and I was 100% convinced that this kid is going to be really good. And I don't mean like right out of the gate, but I mean I'm positive this kid's going to be a good football player in the SEC, and he hasn't been to this point. And I think a lot of the people who are super down on Gus right now are thinking that Bo Nix is just like a bust. And I just hesitate to call him that. He's not been awesome this year, particularly on the true freshman. Not many teams rely on a true freshman at quarterback. When you do, you're going to go up and down because they're going to go up and down. And I keep thinking he's going to click one of these days. Like he's just going to take that step forward and be like, I'm going to stop fumbling the ball. He's already worked on his interceptions a little bit. Now it's just a matter of just being a little too tentative. And he'll get over it, and he'll be good. And it would just soothe a lot of the Gus hate. I think if that would just happen.
Arkansas has now scored
It's KJ Jefferson.
48-24 now.
And I realize it's against Mississippi State's third team or whatever, but he looked awfully good on the few plays of that drive. You do have to wonder, why did you wait until this late in the season to see if he can do anything?
Mm.
You want to play? You want to play 3 quarterbacks?
No, I want to play one quarterback. But if I don't have a quarterback, I keep trying quarterbacks until I find a quarterback.
Well, he loves that kid from SMU now.
He loves Hicks, and
right?
he loves Jerry Jones's grandkid.
He must have made a lot of promises to Hicks. Because he stayed with him a long time.
But Ben Hicks doesn't look like the type that would say, hey, I'm going to tell everybody what you offered me.
Well, if you offered anything to Ben Hicks.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you mean he doesn't look like that?
Because he's not good.
He doesn't have long. Word. Okay. I got you. He's living the worst of both worlds, right? So he left SMU, who's really good now, and now he's at Arkansas, which is really bad now. Like, that's a good jump there, buddy.
State showed like no pulse against Auburn, right? Wasn't that right?
Not really, no. Not really. I mean, not really.
I think I asked.
I mean, not terrible, but
I think I asked you this the other day when you were putting together your scouting report and you looked at Ole Miss's 2 quarterbacks. What did you think of them?
I mean, what everybody else thinks, I guess. I mean, Corral has definitely got more upside, I think, as a passer, and Plumlee is just kind of a Band-Aid to me. He's a good runner. But that fumble he had in the A&M game was a killer, man. Oh, my God. Like, I think Ole Miss should have won that game. And him fumbling and letting up that ball go for another touchdown was the turning point of that game. You can't do that. I know he's a freshman. I know that. And Auburn loved that kid, man. Auburn was really hoping to kind of sneak him through waivers, so to speak, because they thought they'd be able to get him as a walk-on and stash him and thinking like a couple of years he could be really good.
As what?
And they were pissed.
What did they think he would play?
Like second-team quarterback, be like a wildcat guy because he's a good runner and he's tough and he's a good baseball player too. So they were thinking maybe package deal there, but they were thinking they could sneak him in. And then Ole Miss came along like, nah, we'll offer a scholarship. And Auburn's like, damn it. Urgh. I don't know what upside he's got, as a number 1, but I feel like people over here are pulling for him. He's a good kid.
He's absolutely that. He's a very charismatic kid, good kid. Media
athlete.
Loves him. National media loves him.
Well, he's lovable. I don't know. Unlike you and me.
Yeah, we're not. You're more lovable than I am, Jay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Neil's got some Twitterverse people's ire up today because he's wearing an Arkansas shirt and some.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I'm not really being critical because I don't have a daughter in college yet, but I think it's weird that you want to wear that Arkansas shit all the time. I think it's weird.
Don't wear it all the time. This is literally the second time I've worn the shirt.
I know you wore it. Well, you're 2 for 2 on posting on social media when you wear it, and you're like, it's going to be tough when these 2 teams play. I think is what your tweet said. I'm going to do
trolling. I was trolling the state people a little today. If I'm totally honest, I was having a little fun. I was trolling to see just how stupid I could catch them, and it was easy.
Did they bite?
Oh yeah, they bit.
Yeah, I just can't imagine Campbell's like calling you and going, "Dad, would you please wear an Arkansas shirt today?" It would mean a lot to me. Like, what?
I think she was. She was happy I wore it though. She told me she liked it.
Okay. Doesn't she have a fraternity function? Is it tonight?
It's in a couple of weeks. I think. She is going to fraternity houses tonight. I'm sure.
I'm worried. I mean, I'm worried. I'm gonna have to go through that myself in a year, and I'm gonna beat somebody's butt.
You got any college visits left, JG? What's the update over there?
Well, I think Transylvania University's making progress for her. It's catching up to Ole Miss. That's where I went to school. That's where my wife went to school. And the good thing about that is I think I got some snitches that might be able to keep an eye on her at Transy, make sure she doesn't get in trouble.
What is the Transylvania? I know I've asked you this before. Transylvania, they're the Bulldogs?
They are the Pioneers. A lot of people think it might be the Vampires, but it's not.
That would be so cool.
They are like
the Vampires.
The Pioneers, but our logo is a bat. So
Florida scores.
It's like
Florida gets within a touchdown.
So the Pioneers, but a logo's a bat? Hold on, why?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't worry about it. I was there for the girls, man. And I walked out with one. So
success.
That's pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I was there to party too. It was actually a good party school, I think. I got in some fights and I watched a girl pull another girl's hair out. That was awesome. And I stole a bunch of beer from the SIGs one time and they tried to fight me and I ran.
Pulled hair all the way out?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it was really exciting for me. Like it was, yeah. I didn't know how much I would like that until I saw it happen, and then I kept thinking about it.
Oh, it did something.
Like
It did
girls,
something for you?
it got me excited. Yeah, like watching these girls who really hated each other, like actually try to fight and kill each other. It was exciting.
Humor me.
Her name was Trace.
Humor me here in the last 90 seconds. If this thing's close late, what has to happen? What has Auburn done poorly or whatever, given up this thing's tight?
Well, if it's tied, that means Bo Nix has turned the ball over. Is my assumption, and they've had trouble stopping John Reese. We called him John Reese.
Rice.
I think it's John Rice,
yeah.
though, right?
I did that for a while too.
John
Till I
Rice.
was corrected.
Yeah, RHYS to me is like a Australian version of Reese or New Zealand. Anyway, he's not either of those. That means to me that the quarterbacks for Ole Miss have gotten a lot more done than I thought they would, and that means that Bo Nix has done a lot less than I thought he would. I think that's the only way it happens. Auburn's defense is just so consistently good that I just don't think Ole Miss would be able to, even on a really good day, I don't think Ole Miss is going to score a lot of points against Auburn's defense. So it means Auburn's offense would have to take a dump, which it has done before.
That's my thing. The presence of Georgia next on the schedule would be more of a trap setting for me if it were next Saturday. The fact that Auburn's got an open date before they play Georgia sort of eliminates that in my mind.
Well, yeah, and Ole Miss just isn't as good as it should be right now, which is why I was telling you that Matt Luke needed to go. But I don't think you agreed. No, necessarily you agreed with me. You just thought they weren't going to actually do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it, and I don't think I agree with you. I'm less resolute than I was a few weeks ago, probably, but I still don't think. I don't think it would be particularly prudent, I think, is the way I would put it.
What does Chance the Rapper think about that?
I worry about how it's going physically. I don't know if they have the money to fire Matt Luke when you have to pay off all the assistants and everybody else. You're aware of one of those situations over there, JG.
I am keenly aware of it. Yeah, $1 million or more to get rid of Goose.
This one's about 15.
That's still a lot.
Yeah,
you do a lot of stuff. $15 million, dude. What can me and Neal do with $15 million, yo?
Disappear.
Not do these shows.
Disappear.
Well, we would still do shows. We just do them from Belize or whatever. I don't know.
There's no doubt.
What we're gonna go on air probably within 15 minutes of the final whistle is my guess. What time you headed on, JG?
I usually go a little bit later than that. I mean, I'm trying to get like this video thing up. I do like a highlights, like the best plays of the game or whatever. It usually takes me a little bit longer than that, but I'd really like to get up within 30 minutes, so we can have dueling YouTube shows.
We could do that.
Might put a few people into a difficult spot, but I know we had a few Rebel Groves viewers over on our show last week because y'all didn't have a game, so it's always appreciated.
Okay. Jay, thanks for the time.
Except for giving me hell on the board.
Appreciate it, bud. All
right, y'all be good. Peace.
That was JG Tate joining us for a little while. Again, we'll be back right as close to the end of the game as possible. We got a couple things we got to do, but I think probably 10, 15 minutes after the game, we'll be hitting the play button. We'll be with you as long as you want to talk to us within reason, and we will talk about Ole Miss and Auburn. It's coming up 6 o'clock, about 10, 15 minutes away from first kick here.
It's funny, and I know we'll talk about this a lot tonight, especially if they lose, about the change and this and that. The more I talk to people, the more I just don't think that's very much on the table. Now you watch State today against Arkansas, and they have more pulse than we gave them credit for this week. And I guess if you told me that they went 4-8 and these remaining 3 SEC games, starting with tonight, went really badly, I might waver a little. But right now, I don't get the sense that it's something, as much as people want to talk about it, and quite frankly, as much as it is a good conversation to drive ratings, if you will, I just don't get the sense that it's really on the table.
At the moment, I'm kind of getting the same thing. Again, there's no AD. We'll see where it goes, but I think I'm with you. I think that's kind of where we are. So anyway, Ole Miss Auburn, about 10 minutes away, 2:57 to go as of right now in Georgia and Florida, 24-17 Bulldogs in that one. So come on back. We'll take your calls. We'll tip some glasses and talk about the Tigers and the Rebels. So have a good game. We'll talk to you soon.